Emily Ratajkowski. I think I got that name actually correct. Holy. She just ended up learning, just a really unfortunate truth for her, but just kind of a funny truth for anybody else who doesn't have a horse in this race, right? But they don't know how to handle a strong woman, so they tear you down. And Emily Ratatouille says she attracts the worst men after Pete Davidson split. Well, guess what she found out? The streets are cold. The streets are exceptionally cold for a 31-year-old single mother when she decided to break off from her famous, well-positioned, well-networked, high-end, high-value man to whom she shares a kid with, Sebastian Bear-mcclard. Yeah, but shout out to old asshole eyes there, Pete Davidson. He definitely traded up in this situation, but again, smashing single moms, man. I understand, but hopefully you find yourself some fresh meat this time around. And looking at your previous trajectory, okay, you had the 41-year-old Kim Kardashian, and then you had the 31-year-old Ratajkowski. Hopefully you continue on that decade downward trend, and you find yourself a good one at 21 years old. I don't like Pete Davidson. I think he's a hunk of shit, but in the grand scheme of things, he's out there living his best life, so shout out, Pete. Emily Ratajkowski says that she thinks she attracts the worst men. Really? When you advertise yourself like that, you think you attract the worst men? Interesting. Because there's an old saying that's out there in certain spheres that are around there, okay? Women control the access to sex. Men control access to relationships. There's a caveat out there. There's a little bit of a carve-out, okay? When it comes to that, yes, women still ultimately control outside of the one horrific thing, okay? Put that aside, okay? That doesn't factor into this statement, okay? Women control access to sex, okay? Without her consent, there's no fucking that goes on, okay? Men decide who gets relationships. And I think she found that out the hard way with Pete Davidson. And it's like, what? I fucked you. It's like, no, we're supposed to live together. And he's like, bitch, you're 31 years old and you got to go home and change that kid's diaper. And she's like, well, what the fuck? This is normally just what happens. I'm fucking hot. Okay, nobody tells me no. Now I gotta lash out irrationally. Oh man, sucks to suck, I guess. But no, ultimately, and to just add that caveat on top of that, okay, men control the access to relationships. Who ultimately controls and allows the relationships to continue are the women, okay? Because yes, she previously last year got divorced. She initiated the divorce. Oh, he was cheating, and now you're putting yourself all over Instagram, showing your ass, marketing your sexuality that's out there, and you were upset about a guy who stepped out once. It's like, what the fuck is going on here? So yeah, to just change up that saying, and to maybe make it a little bit more accurate for the 21st century, women control the access to sex, men control the access to relationships. Women decide if those relationships continue because 80% of relationships are at the discretion of women, okay? Because they initiate 80% of the breakups, okay? 80% of the divorces as well. Anyways, the blurred lines beauty. Oof, if that's what you're known for, maybe you should take a step back in the grand scheme of things, because that shit was how fucking long ago at this point in time? 31 says that it's fucked up that men say that they want a strong woman. Do they though? The guys that you're fucking around with, Pete Davidson, Bear-mcclard, are they actually saying that stuff, or do you think that's what they should be saying? And then when you realize, when you play the game of life, you realize that men don't want this strong, independent boss babe who gets her own bag. They don't actually want that. They just want a bitch who's going to make their job easier and your life better as a benefit of that situation. Oh, she's finding this shit out the hard way. Oh, you love to see it. But don't actually know how to deal with it, so they tear her down as a result. No, they got exactly what... They tore down your walls, like... No doubt. Pete Davidson out there fucking. It's just, what, now you're trying to cope with this? Sorry about that. Well, she didn't name any of her partners directly. It's probably better if you want to try to land somebody on that level as well. But now you're Eskimo sisters. Again, I would imagine, with the Kardashians, so good for you, I guess. Emily split with SNL star Pete, 29, last month after a few weeks of dating. She attracts the worst men, but continues to fuck them. No accountability at all detected. Emily has lately been dating other men since the end of her marriage to Uncut Gems film producer Sebastian, among rumors of alleged infidelity. but now continues to post her ass, go around with some of the grayest teeth I've ever seen. Sorry about that. And thinking that anybody else wants to, on his level, wants to raise his kid. Yeah, it doesn't work like that. Speaking on her high-low podcast where, a lot of people covered this, and I anticipated doing it. It's just a whole bunch of news was coming out at that time, so it kind of passed me by. She had Mia Khalifa on not that long ago. That was in December. She's that Muslim porn chick who was wearing a hijab while getting fucking piped down. That's her claim to fame. And she was spouting off all of these same talking points as well, trying to claim that men ain't shit at 30-something years old. Oh, how the turntables have turned tables. But she said, that's why I hate, that's what I hate with dating, men in particular. So the way that is, and I couldn't be asked to listen to this fucking podcast. The women podcasts? Oh, that should be a form of torture. But the way that they have that edited, okay, I just hate men, blah, 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 but you'll be what? On your knees for the appropriate suitor that gives you the fucking tingles. Like, let's just stop it at this fucking point. You're just embarrassing yourself. But saying that you hate men in particular, why? Because they're finally holding you accountable for your terrible decisions over the past few years. Oh well, maybe you're not finding the guy because, okay, cool, you took a look, you got in your feelings about that guy that got down on one knee and gave you a kid. Okay, he embarrassed you in public. Okay, the stories of his infidelity started to run rampant out there, and you thought that I'm a former I'm a former video vixen. I was in Blurred Lines. Okay, I was on the cover of magazines. I'm only 31. People still call me hot. My DMs are full up all the time. I can still go out there and I can get a guy on or above your level. And then you realized you gotta go ride the Pete Davidson cock carousel. And then now what? I'm sure your DMs are probably full the fuck up. That's fine. But it's for guys who just want to smash. That's it. And that's why you hate men. Because you think that the old tricks from back in the day, back when you were the young, hot shit that was out there, I could lock these guys down. Now you got a kid. Now you're somebody's ex-wife. Now you've been piped down by Pete Davidson. No high-value man, no guy who recognizes their worth wants to attach themselves to you because you've got too much trauma. At 31 years old, I'm sure you're a wonderful person. I'm just talking about you at a sexual market value perspective, okay? You might be a great person. I've heard some of the things that you said. I'll still give you that pleasantry. You might be a great person, okay? This is just purely from a relationship sexual standpoint. There are 18-year-olds turning that age every single day, becoming legal. Sure, you're hot. Sure, you're attractive. Okay, sure, you got a body on you. You're just understanding that that hypergamous question in the back of your mind, can I do better? It was answered. It was answered by your ex-husband. You got some bad advice. You probably have some single girlfriends that are out there telling you that, oh, you deserve better, girl. You go out there on the market. You can do so much better than somebody who's going to cheat on you. Could have just played it smart. Could have been like Vanessa Bryant, okay? Kobe Bryant's wife, okay? She stuck right by him. She got that big old ring, and she learned to look the other way. That's what happens when you get somebody on that fucking level. Shit's gonna happen. How your life turns out afterwards, well, it's all dependent on how you respond to that shit. You keep it 10 toes down, you stick by that guy who's giving you, who's taking care of you. You had the opportunity to just cash in on your looks for the rest of your life with that guy. Now, whoever you're going to meet is going to meet you at 31, 32, 33 years old. Is going to meet you with somebody else's kid. Do you think that they're going to afford you that same love and affection that your ex-husband would have? Yeah, man. Streets are cold. She's learning it in real time. They're like, okay, yes, you're special. You've done it. And they love it. And then they slowly get emasculated. Oh, they get emasculated. Somebody's projecting hard. And they don't know what to do with those feelings. And then they resent you. Says somebody who was a serial playboy for a couple weeks' time. And then he broke it off. I don't know about that. They start to tear you down. And then you're back to square one. And it's so fucked up and unfair. Life's not fair. You're going to realize that because you're on the wrong side of 30 and you're a model. Ooh. Because I feel like, Merch, a lot of men who truly think they want a strong woman actually don't know how to handle it. Sounds like you don't know how to be in a relationship. Oh my God, how could you say that? That's misogyny. What it means for their own identity. I said to my girlfriend, is she single? I'm just wondering, who are you getting this bad advice from? I feel like blank. Or Merch, sorry. I attract the worst men. Okay, cool. If you've recognized the problem, you don't attract guys that you appreciate. What are you going to do to change that? You've noticed the pattern, okay? Either you can walk two roads. You can lower your standards and continue to be that strong, independent boss babe and fuck somebody's PA, okay? I'm sure he'll take you for everything that you want. He will give you that lovely average life. He won't cheat on you, okay? He will put up with your nonsense and he will just tell you that you're his strong, independent queen. Well, let's be completely honest. You don't fucking want that guy, okay? Then you've also realized that you attract the worst men. So if you want to attract the best man available, you're going to have to change something about yourself. I don't think you're going to do that. Those are your two choices. Life sucks. Life's unfair, but that's the way it is. Sometimes I'm like, fuck, because I want a confident man. Oh, she's starting to come to terms with reality here. I don't want an overly confident man who has something to prove and is trying to prove it through me. Oh, don't worry, man. If you want somebody who's up at that level, you being around is just a product of his success. He could give a fuck about you. That's the kind of guys you want. Like, come on now, let's be completely honest. Because Pete Davidson is going to continue to be Pete Davidson, whether or not some bitch named Emily is continuing to be in his circle. He'll just go out there and he'll pick up somebody else. It really doesn't fucking much matter. You aren't that special. That is not what I want. No, man. You want one of Hollywood's hottest producers. You want one of Hollywood's top comedians. They don't want you. You see the problem? You have to change something. It's either your standards or your personality. Pete and Emily's romance ended just after Christmas. Oh, did she get the bag or did he empty his bag? Like, what are we talking about here? Their fling has moved into the friend zone. Oh, and that's fine with both of them. You know, reading in between the lines on that one, okay. And given the fact that she's going on these tirades about, I just attract the worst men, I'm going to say that Pete dumped her old ass. I'm just saying, man. They've moved into the friend zone. She's like, Pete's probably like, you're just too much, okay? Throw you some dick every once in a while when I'm back in town, but don't call me, I'll call you. So he maxed her out around Christmas, and now he's moving different. And she's realizing that, oh, fuck, if I don't make a couple of changes out here, if I don't throw out this one last Hail Mary of, trying to attract some guys, trying to bring some guys into her DMs, because you know the way that she attracts guys. Like, just take a look. She is objectively a 9, okay? Like, that's a fucking bad bitch right there. She is built different, and she knows that just as much as everybody else with fucking eyes knows that. So how does she attract a man? Do we need to see the picture again? That's how she attracts a man. But then, again, now she's starting to realize that, yeah, she's 31, man. She's been slinging that thing for a while now, and that fish needs a couple of extra bags of ice on top of it to keep it fresh. So this is her final Hail Mary. I'm sure she's probably also trying to sneak into the DMs, maybe placing a couple of extra text messages to her ex-husband. That wouldn't shock me at all whatsoever, because that's the familiar, that's the safe, that's the comfortable. When she starts realizing that those guys in her DMs, ooh, there's no top rappers who are going to want to take her seriously. They'll be put on that list of the worst men that she attracts. Not for being like racist or anything like that. They just want to fucking dump. Okay, I'm sure Future's probably in there being like, I can make you baby mama number 12. Nick Cannon's probably in there. Just a whole litany of dudes that are probably in there. Who's going to take you seriously, though? Who's going to make sure that they're going to sweep you off the streets at night? Nobody that you would actually want, okay? I made that abundantly clear, because that's just the fucking way it is, man. But what are you going to have to do? Okay, I said it before, you're going to have to change your personality a bit. Strong, independent woman. Guys can't accept me. I'm just too much for them. Oh my God. I just keep attracting the worst guys that are out there. Okay, I'm sure you have some friends that are probably in long-term relationships. What are they doing? Are they benefiting their husbands, or are they dragging them down? Are they trying to be the centerpiece of these relationships, or do they make you look better because of his status? Okay, because Sebastian there, he doesn't need you. He's going to be a Hollywood producer. The fucking PAs on the regular. It really doesn't much matter. He's going to continue to be him. Who's going to give you those tingles, okay? Who's going to make you lean into his frame in the pictures that are taken? Who's going to make you put your hand on his chest? That would be a high-value man. And what do high-value men like in their women? You got one of them, okay? You're definitely fit. You're attractive, 1,000%. She is the most solid 9 I've ever seen in my entire fucking life, okay? Friendly? I've heard you talk a couple of times. I wouldn't describe your demeanor as friendly. You should probably work on that. Feminine? Well, the fact that you keep saying fuck all the time, running around, putting your titties out on Instagram, showing your ass everywhere, that's not exactly going to attract the right guys that you're looking for. Just saying. and supportive for a high value man like that. Giving them a kid, making sure the home is a place where you can come back and relax at the end of the day, okay? Because, yeah, the guys that you're fucking around with have to deal with other high value men, high profile dudes out there as well. They're button heads negotiating contracts, working on a set, okay, with a fucking tyrant of a producer or some kind of a bumbling bitch nagging them on set for 12, 14, 16 hours at a clip, okay? Do they want to come back and they want to fight with a strong woman? No, they just want to fucking chill. Those are the type of dudes that you want. That's the type of demeanor. That's the type of presentation that you're going to have to give them if that's the type of dudes that you want. Otherwise, feel free, continue to run your game out there. You're just going to have to lower your standards in order to be happy. Otherwise, hey man, just continue to ride that carousel, okay? You might even catch a ring off of somebody, but you're just going to continue in perpetuity on these guys that don't give a fuck about you. They're just out there to fucking smash and then move the fuck on. You would have been in the best situation if you would have just stuck true with this dude, okay? No. You couldn't let your girls know that, oh my god, he was cheating on me. Fucking happens. He gave you the ring, he gave you the house, he gave you the kid, and what did you have to do? You got up in your feelings, and now you gotta search Hollywood for some of the worst guys that are out there. That's what happens, man. Leave your ego at the door, and then you can have yourself a happy life. Happy wife, happy life. That's an ultimatum. Happy king, happy kingdom. That's the real sauce. So, with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.